It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim.
Hey.
Yeah, you're not done yet?
No, I wasn't. It's keep up. Hey.
Now he's done.
I got nothing. And Murray's here too.
That's because I'm wearing a Film Rage shirt. You can't make fun of that.
That's right. He's wearing his Film Rage merch. Actually, I am too.
There you go.
Mine has probing involved.
Like aliens.
Oh, well, I'm sporting some classic cuff gear.
Nice.
Good for you. I almost wore the cuff gear.
Well, that's that's like a, what do they call that? A
Segue?
prequel? Segue? Something?
A prelude?
Yeah, that is prelude.
Precursor?
Prelude.
Prelude.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, thanks to all been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie. And we will watch it if it played anywhere in a cinema in the world and it isn't a kid's movie. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5, $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
And as one of the producers, I want to give a little plug to our sponsors. Our friends at Escape Fest are actually having another thing in March. They're showing a bunch of action movies.
Nice.
Lethal Weapon and I think RoboCop. And I can't remember what else.
Oh, very
Predator.
Nice.
So yeah, check out. And it's only $5 tickets.
Are they
Nice.
showing My Fair Lady?
No, it's not an action movie.
Oh,
They're action movies.
There's some action in My Fair Lady.
But they're still only $5. It's a good deal. So check out Canyon Meadows Cinema.
.ca.
I'd like to watch My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
Well, you might have to
Me
look that
too.
one up.
We should just watch that one day.
Sure, let's do that.
There's a song in there.
I watched Roman Holiday at Canyon Meadows Cinemas. It was
Nice.
excellent.
Good for you.
It's a good movie. All right. All right. Crank that music up, Waymer. What the amazing Murman predict? What the amazing Murman predict? Will he predict the rage or will he predict the mondo? What the amazing Murman predict? What the amazing Murman predict? Here he comes swimming your way.
You enjoy that way too much.
You know, it's just the greatest music that's ever been created, and it fits so perfectly with the amazing Merman Predicts. Don't you agree, Bryce?
Clown me.
Yes, I do.
There's no clowning in this. This is like gypsy.
I scoured the planet to
It's
find
clown
this music.
Just
I
saying.
think this is one I gave you.
The hell it is.
I'm almost positive it was me.
No, it's not.
I am 99% sure it was me
You
that
were
gave
incorrect.
you this music.
No, you didn't.
Go back and look at your emails.
All right.
All right. But you know what? The important thing is, it's not clowning. It's gypsy mystic fabulous is what it is.
Sure, if you want to go that
Right?
way. Sure.
That's the genre I think it is.
Well, in a surprise move, I actually saw both the movies this week. So I
What?
did not have to watch the trailers.
Oh,
Oh.
but you're supposed to do it based on the trailers.
Just on the
I
trailers.
make my own rules.
Oh.
Okay.
If I watch the movie, then that's null and void. I hear things when you guys talk. So I make my decisions about all of that. It's like you. It's like you with all your gambling. You don't throw things at a dartboard.
Dollar down.
Okay.
You do your research.
Let's get something clear. I do not gamble.
Yeah.
I make short-term investments.
There you go. What I'm saying is you do the work.
Money.
You don't just throw darts at a board.
That sometimes make you lose thousands of dollars.
That's right.
I get it. It makes sense.
But anyway, we
All right.
digress.
So what did we see?
We saw Dune Part 2.
Duh. Yes.
Part 2 of, I don't know, 8 that are going to be coming out. Who knows?
You know what? As long as they keep making them,
Yeah.
we'll keep watching them.
And based on the last movie,
Unfortunately.
the last one that we saw,
Uh-huh.
and based on what I know about you two,
All right.
this one wasn't too hard.
Okay.
Bryce, for everything I've managed to overhear, the fact that he wasn't in the theater with us, I'm pretty sure he raged about that one.
Okie dokie.
Remember, I gave the last one a meh.
I don't remember that. I remember you
And it
talking
is
how
Denis
bad it was.
Villeneuve.
I hated it, but there's stuff there that it's like, it's not that bad a movie, and I recognize
we'll
that.
see. Anyway.
You know, that's really big of you, by the way.
Yeah,
I still hated it.
Okay.
It was like 2.5 hours of meh, which this
wish.
one wasn't quite as bad.
Well, hey, don't give anything away here.
That's right. No
All right, so
spoilers.
there's
No,
a rage.
I'm just saying the meh wasn't quite as bad. I'm not saying the movie was any good.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. So that's one
Rest my
rage.
case.
All right. That's a rage.
And seeing as I had the original Dune lover sitting beside me
Yes.
watching this movie, I would be shocked if you didn't mondo the hell out of it.
Okay.
And the second one, we got to see a movie, a cuff screening off the cuff,
That's correct.
which of course Jim and I also help out at because, we're just awesome dudes.
We're volunteers of stuff.
It was Love Lies Bleeding, which was the latest A24
Offering.
piece offering.
Yep.
They didn't produce it, they just distributed it, but
Yep.
they always have good stuff. And yeah, there were lesbians, there was murder, it was interesting.
There was lesbian murder.
There was lesbian murder. I like to think Jim mondoed that.
Okay.
Bryce, not so much. I think maybe a little too much for him. Maybe he would have just only gave it a meh.
All right.
Anyway, there you go.
All right.
That is some interesting things you just said.
Yes.
we'll
Everything is always interesting.
See how close you are.
Yeah.
I think you might have been pretty close with one of us. Maybe not so much with the other.
We're going to find out.
Yes, we are.
Because you know what? It's just the amazing merman predicting. Sometimes he's super amazing, but a lot of times he's just plain amazing.
If I really had those powers, I'd be rich by now.
Dude, yeah, because predicting me and Bryce's movie reviews.
I don't know how you
is
could
gonna
make money
you a
off
lot
of that.
money,
Not the
but
same as predicting lottery numbers.
It's
just
kind
saying.
of like that would be something that could be on Vegas, right?
Or,
Like,
or winners
when
of games before they play them.
yeah, that's
See, I'm not all knowing.
You just gotta get one of them books like in Back to the Future.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll have to
Gotta-
borrow our friend's DeLorean then.
that's right.
We have a friend who has one.
Yeah, I'm sure if we drive it to what is it, 60 miles an hour, it'll
88.
probably explode.
88 miles an hour.
All right, so Dune 2 we saw in cinemas, the long-awaited Denis Villeneuve movie, and Bryce, what did you think of Dune 2?
I don't know why
Or
I'm
part
going
two.
first on this, because yeah, but whatever.
There are multiple
Dune Part
reasons.
2. I'll let you idiots talk about this movie. I just have a few things to say. Dune Part 2, don't care about any of these characters. The film basic premise has been told 1,000 times, mostly by William Shakespeare, and told better. It's boring, it's noisy. It's also well acted in spite of the simple characters with no depth that the actors had to portray. And the special effects are next level. I will give that to this movie. It is a very nice looking movie. I probably would have enjoyed it more if there was no sound, as I didn't really care about what the characters were saying anyways. Plus, there really isn't that much of a story told so far. I've now watched like 6 hours of this saga, and what has really happened? Not much. That's what. This was not good, but it wasn't terrible. It is barely a meh. I got nothing else to say. I don't like these movies.
It's a cop-out. You should have raged.
You should have raged. I can't rage because if
you hated it, you should have
raged.
raged.
It's too well made to rage. I can appreciate a lot of things in this movie. It's definitely not made for me, though. This is just not good.
Yeah. Well,
but well made, not good.
All right. Well, let me tell you what I thought of this movie, who happens, as Murray had said, am a huge Dune fan. So, before the moon landing, before Star Wars, before even Star Trek, there was Dune. Arguably one of the best series of science fiction books ever written. Now, we have part 2 of the first book, which, if you all remember the last movie, I said it was the greatest science fiction film ever made, and not a spin-off franchise, but the OG of sci-fi. Finally now complete is part 2, directed by who I would consider the greatest sci-fi director ever made and ever alive, Denis Villeneuve. Where, unlike Bryce, I believe that the music in Dune Part 1 started an important way of utilizing music and sound that enveloped every aspect of filmmaking, where the music was created simultaneously at the same time the story was being created, as opposed to after, like a lot of the movies that we get now.
Are you being paid by Denis Villeneuve? Like, what is this?
Not at all. This film balances sci-fi, fantasy, religion, politics, and storytelling with masterful craftsmanship, with a cast that is brilliant and utilized to their greatest potential. This movie was a masterpiece of science fiction, filmmaking, FX, music, sound, and vision. It was a perfect companion to the already perfect movie. This film was the greatest science fiction film and series ever made, and is mondo. Beyond belief. Don't even talk to me about another Star Wars reboot. I'm just waiting for the gift that will be Dune Part 3. Ugh. And the most important thing through this entire movie was my huge Timothy Chalamet boner, which was raging on through this entire film. He was fantastic. I love him. I can't have his babies, but if I could, I would have Chalamet babies. That's all I'm saying. This movie is fantastic. I loved every second of it.
All right.
I wish I could live inside the Dune universe.
I just find them frustrating.
Yeah, the thing is with you, and I think most people who listen to our podcast know that you're not a huge sci-fi fantasy fan.
What do you mean? Dude, Where's My Car is like one of my favorite movies.
That is not
you
fantasy.
literally just proved
your own point.
Your own point.
Exactly.
And we don't have to go into that discussion because I'm not going to argue about it not being a sci-fi film, but I'm just saying that is your favorite sci-fi film, so you're not a real huge fan. Plus, you also don't like Alien or Aliens.
No, those movies are not good.
They are both fantastic, and Alien is also one of the greatest movies ever made.
No.
So, you know what? That's all I've got. Well, that's what I and the rest of the universe
I will admit
thinks
that
about
this movie definitely was not made for me.
No,
There's
it's
no
not.
question of that.
And we'll talk more about it in a minute, but let's hear what the Murs thought, because the Murs is also not a big fan of
I am not, but
Denis.
it's funny you should mention Star Wars, which is pretty much the only sci-fi I actually like. Not even crazy about Star Trek, really, except for Shatner. Yeah. I was really glad to have a Dune expert sitting beside me, and the fact that the theater there was hardly anybody in there, so I could actually ask him questions, because I didn't know what the hell was going on for a lot of it. I'm like, I don't
That's
even
part of the
I don't
problem,
even remember
by the way.
the first one. I barely remember the first one, other than the fact that it ended with them out in the desert with the sandworms. That's all I remember. That and his dad died at the beginning of it. That's all I remember from the first one. That was 3 hours. So this one,
And that's also the point, is that not much happened.
But there is still a lot
I forgot that Stellan Skarsgård was in it.
Okay.
As Jabba the Hutt. I forgot he was in it. He was in the first one too, right?
Once again,
Yeah.
Murray's making good points. Not very original.
I don't care if it's original.
It's
I'm just
not.
saying.
Actually, it came first.
It
I
came
know.
first.
I realize it came first, but I wasn't born in 1958 or whatever the books came out. I was born in the Star Wars era, so I compared everything in the movies.
So what does that tell you?
Star Wars.
This is just Macbeth.
So basically, well, yeah, that's where George Lucas got it from. Oh, you probably read Dune a few times too. So I'm just saying,
There you go.
Macbeth
Star
was a
Wars
science
is more
fiction
relatable.
movie.
So yeah, you got the Darth Vader character, you got the grandson of Darth Vader. Trying to get too many spoilers out, but it's like and then you got a fat Jabba the Hutt.
There's a lot of Darth Vaders in this. There's not
There's
just
a
one.
lot, and then there's the two bald brothers who basically.
That's where
duke it
George
out.
Lucas went wrong. He didn't have multiple Darth Vaders.
That's right.
Right. He had the Emperor and then Darth
and
Vader.
for me, watching the movie, it was like watching the Ewoks try to battle the stormtroopers. Because the evil Empire, the Emperor's, the Stellan Skarsgård, the Baron's armies had all this technology, and they're like fighting them with like sticks and stuff. Like, where's all your weapons? Like, you kill these guys, and then you just take their guns. But they're not. They're like they're planting traps for them and stuff. But it's like
this is again the whole politics of the books as they're written.
Yeah,
And also,
but
you got to
anyway,
remember
so
this came after the Cold War. So
that
there's
was
a
how
lot.
I got through watching the movie. Was I just kept thinking, okay, this is how it was like Star Wars and
how Star Wars ripped off.
well, I don't
everything
care who
from
ripped
Dune.
off who. I'm just saying that's how I.
No, it's Star Wars.
That's
Definitely
how I was
ripped
able to
off.
understand it. But then, like, I really enjoyed the war, the fighting aspect, the battles. I enjoyed that part. The religious stuff, not so much. I didn't understand any of that crap. I didn't even get it. I didn't understand what, like, all the Jesuit priestesses and all that crap.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now because I have no idea what you're going to rate this.
Well, again, it was 3 hours long, but there was quite a bit of action, and you got like Dave Bautista, and you got Austin Butler, who I love, and you got Rebecca Ferguson, who I'm in love with. Although she's pregnant in this one, so she
Did you have a total shallow boner as well?
he's all right. I get a little more respect for him than I used to, but yeah,
Nice.
he's had a good year or so. But yeah, it had an amazing cast, and as long as they stuck to the war aspect, the tiny rebel army, the Sand People trying to take down the
Sand
evil
People.
empire, I was okay with that part. Then they got to the religious stuff, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like drinking the worm piss, like. I don't know.
Nice.
Anyway,
why? I don't understand. Why is this baby able to like talk through the mother, and why does Timothy Chalamet care what he has to think, what she has to think? I don't get
anyway,
this.
it had some good fight scenes.
Oh,
I like.
So,
I enjoyed the war.
It's a baby. It's not even a baby yet. It's still in the freaking womb.
So if do you remember the original Dune? Wait, okay, let's
I
go
don't
back.
remember the
Let's go
original
back to Murray and what.
Well, I'm
he's-
almost
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
But
go-
yeah,
finish
basically,
up.
I enjoyed the war part of it. The religious part, not so much. And I think if I had watched it by myself, I probably wouldn't have liked it because I wouldn't know what the hell's going on. But thankfully, Jim was sitting beside me to explain shit to me, so I was able to get through it. This was never going to be a Mondo for me because it's way too confusing.
and it's sci-fi. So.
But because of the action, and it had more action than the first one, it was an enjoyable meh.
All right.
I didn't mind it.
So there's a few things. Huge Dune fans who've reread the books multiple times, like our God of Rage, Casey, who's probably read Dune like 20 times. Some of the things that we complain about is that in the book and in the original, the baby that's in his mom is actually born, and so that's one of the things
Is that
they
Anya
complain about.
Taylor-Joy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
Because she showed up, and I'm like, where is she?
yeah, so she's the
adult version of the baby.
she's the vision, because remember he can see past, present, and future
and
now,
so can,
right?
So can the mother, apparently.
So not as good as him because
Oh.
he's the promised one.
Oh, I thought she was.
No, he is.
I thought she
so
was the mother.
she's the mother. She has powers. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the queen. But he's the ultimate. He's the ultimate dude. So anyway, they unlike when they did what's his face's original Dune. Denis did not want to put a live baby on there that could talk because it looked kind of
They had a
ridiculous.
live baby who talked?
in the what's his name? God, what's his name? Eraserhead dude.
Oh, I don't remember.
Anyway, when he made it, there was the talking baby. So he didn't want to do that. So he had to make it a little bit different from that. And I kind of get Bryce's point. Like, when you're a fan of a genre and you're a fan of the book and you're a fan of the story,
Well, it's a bit
I
different
get.
if you know the story already and you
Yeah,
read
well,
the
that's-
books,
and I think
then
that's-
you're expecting this stuff,
I
but-
can see what you guys are saying in particular because they have to kind of get through so much content to get to the end of it, and I can see in Bryce's and maybe your opinion, Mur, that it's almost like you do need to know more about it, because there's things that about the religion that you're not getting the full effect of. So I don't know if this movie was made just for Dune fans in particular, and
like
if that enough people, is that enough people in the world to continue to make these? That
I
is
didn't see
the question.
the box office, but I'm pretty sure it did okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it did, because I think people that do like science fiction are still going to like it. So, yeah, I loved it. I think it's so far my favorite science fiction series of all time. And the music is fantastic.
The music was not as annoying as the first one.
I think you need to rewatch the
I
first
did
one.
rewatch the first
Did
one
you?
right before this
Okay,
one.
good.
Yes, I watched
But-
it the day before.
But I think the problem we had in the first one is that we were in the first row. We saw
well,
it. And
it
the
helped
bass-
that I watched it here and I turned the sound way down.
Yeah, because we were in like when we watched Dune 1, the three of us were sitting in the front row,
Yeah.
right where the bass is. So,
where the bass
and
is, yeah.
see, that was okay for me because I'm a bass
It
player.
was
So I
was
like bass.
2.5 hours of
And it shook my balls to delicious orgasm. I loved it.
Well,
All right.
I did not.
Okay, so 2 mehs and a mondo. We got a mondo sandwich with some meh bread. All right, well, we also saw, as Murray had alluded to, we saw a film that was playing at Off the Cuff with our friends at Calgary Underground Film Fest. We got a pre-screening, a sold-out pre-screening at the Globe Cinema for Love Lies Bleeding.
Which looks like it opens this weekend.
Yeah, it does.
In Canada.
So that'll be one movie we don't have to watch next weekend.
I
'cause
thought it opens in next Friday, like a week from Friday.
It says March the 8th in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, maybe in the States it's later.
Maybe IMDb's wrong, but whatever.
Nice.
I don't think it opens this
Opens
weekend.
soon anyway.
All right,
I
well,
think it's the 15th.
let me tell you what I thought of Love Lies Bleeding. This film got 70s filth feel down pat. You almost feel dirty just watching it. The trashy, gritty shooting style, so loved in the 70s, with music that was fantastic and felt so naturally part of the scenery. Ed Harris, or 1970s version of the Greasy Strangler, is at his absolute brilliance as a creepy, bug-loving, gun-toting gangster who has cops in his back pocket and a daughter, played by Kristen Stewart, who carries some sort of animosity for him that we fully don't understand until we get closer to the end. Stewart, in this, plays her usual unemotional self that she seems to
Really?
have her now been stereotyped into.
Yeah, she doesn't really.
Not
I
gonna
don't
lie.
think she's.
Not gonna
anyways.
lie,
Yeah.
she's not my favorite actor, especially in this type of role.
Wow, we disagree there.
The angry, moody, unemotional, and unengaged role she seems to play 85% of the time.
There was so
She's-
much more to this.
No, dude, there was not.
Yeah, there
She's fine and doesn't really annoy me, but I just feel she is slowly either becoming the female version of Christian Slater or Remy Malek. You take your pick. She's very typecast, and she didn't show any emotion in this movie, hardly at all. I don't know what you're
Disagree.
talking about. She had the same pouty, angry face on through the entire movie.
Disagree.
Yeah, that's okay. You have a voice. I love it. The rest of the cast was natural and outstanding, like Dave Franco, Anna Baryshnikov, Katie O'Brien as the second lead in this. The atmosphere is crafted brilliantly, and you really get feel part of the disjointed and estranged family. The subtext of this film is that people will do anything for the ones they love, including kill for or make dead bodies disappear. The pacing was well paced, but I also felt it was a bit long, even though the pacing was still fine. And the fantastical scenes that crept up in the end, although made me laugh while I was watching it, felt a little out of place in the movie that they had crafted thus far. I really, really, really like this period piece lesbian love story, including the sweet, sweet lesbian love scenes. But that's it. I really, really liked it a lot. I did not love it. So it was a very high meh.
There we go.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been a Mondo. Just saying.
I'm saying I did not love it. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But High Man and Mondo are pretty much the same thing.
It's
No,
not.
they're not.
It
No,
is.
it is not.
is.
It is not.
What say you there, Merman?
Well, I thought you would like it more than that. But yeah, it had a lot of things I liked in it. Like, and as you know, and people at Cuff know, stuff they present is not always for me. Because
Mainstream they call you.
Some of the weird stuff is just a little too weird. And this one did get weird at the end. That's why I told Brenda when she said, "How'd you like it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was good. It was really weird at the end." I said, but yeah, it had a She-Hulk in it, so there you go. And it was like set in what, the 80s? It must have been the 80s.
The 70s.
Sure, it was the 70s. I thought it was the 80s.
Those cars were very 70s.
Well, it doesn't mean it could have been 70s models, but they're poor people, so it might have been the early 80s. Anyway, it was the age of steroids. Anyway, before they started testing for that stuff.
Yeah, I would say it was probably early 80s.
Just the music and the fashion to me seemed like it was 80s. But anyway, and you know about me, I'm all about the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, Kristen Stewart doesn't always. She's sometimes just very flat and monotone in all of her. I mean,
I don't know who you guys are watching.
well, yeah, but
We're watching her, dude. We didn't love her.
Then again,
her stupid vampire
Your
series
favorite
that you're-
vampire movie is Twilight, so you have
Yeah,
no
it's like-
I don't like
credibility.
vampire movies. No, by the way, that's not true at all. That's not my favorite
Oh,
vampire
you keep
movie.
talking about it.
But it's
Nosferatu is my
Yeah.
favorite vampire
Wait a minute,
movie.
I thought it was.
Thought it was Pattinson.
Let the light right
one in?
Let the right one in.
You mean the American
No, that's
version?
the one we all agreed on.
Oh, anyway.
Okay, but anyway,
But yeah, no.
But let the right one in is also.
Those movies aside, which I mean, she was basically boinking the star of it, and then eventually the director. I mean, but since then,
I don't even know
she's
what
kind
we're
of been hit
talking
and
about
miss.
anyway.
yeah.
Like I enjoyed some stuff she did, and some she didn't. But this one, she was really good, and she wasn't really. Well, you think she's the victim in it, but she's really not. Like her dad is Ed Harris, who is freaking badass, and you think he's like, the biggest badass, but turns out that
She's more badass.
she's
than
more
him.
badass than him. So yeah, I enjoyed a lot of it.
Okay.
I don't think I would give it a Mondo though. It's probably a meh. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
So you same as me. You liked it a lot.
It was a nice thrill ride until the end there. But yeah, I enjoyed the She-Hulk minus the green paint, and I was shocked to discover who that actually was, because I recognized the face, but I didn't know, because her hair is different and she obviously put on like 80 pounds of muscle. But she was on like one episode of Nathan Fillion's The Rookie, like one episode, and she was smaller and she had short blonde hair, and I'm like, that's the same one.
What the hell is a Nathan Fillion's The Rookie?
Anyway, just saying, she looks a lot different than she did in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did hardly recognize
That's
her.
what they
but
call body acting, I think.
I don't know, but yeah, if that was her actual muscles, she did a really good job of bulking up. But yeah, it was good. It was a meh.
Nice. All right, Bryce. What'd you think of Love Lies Bleeding?
Well, sir. Rose Glasses follow-up to Saint Maud is a violent, graphic depiction of the lengths we can go when love is involved. The first time we were introduced to Lou, played by Kristen Stewart, she is elbow deep in a toilet bowl trying to unclog it. It sort of sets the stage as throughout the film, she is fixing and cleaning up after others' messes, and things get really messy. I thought the toilet bowl was bad, but that's nothing compared to the situations Lou has to deal with in the coming weeks. One day, Lou meets Jackie, played by Katie O'Brien, at the gym she manages, and from there, the film starts to take off. There is a momentum to this tale that gains steam as the story plays out. Rounding out the cast are Dave Franco with a killer mullet as the abusive husband of Lou's sister, played by Jenna Malone, who I usually hate, but she was quite good
I
in
didn't even
this.
recognize her.
And in a deliciously evil role, Ed Harris is at his best as Lou's father, Lou Sr.
With bad hair.
Every time Harris is on screen, he kind of steals the scene. All of these characters have the same thing in common, as they are all trapped in this town for various reasons. A lot of this movie is about whether Lou can break free from the grip that this town has on her with Jackie's help, or will Jackie get trapped like everyone else. Rose Glass takes some big swings in this film, especially towards the end, that will either land with you or it won't. I will say, in Lou's eyes, Jackie is larger than life, so I think the ending was good. And back to Kristen Stewart for a minute. She continues to prove that she is an excellent actor, and she seems to be getting better every time I see her. No one could have portrayed this complex character any better than she did. She nails Lou and is able to portray a very vulnerable character who at the same time can show confidence and strength if the situation requires it. Stewart was great, no matter what these wieners say. The rest of the cast was also great. The pacing was great. The chances that Glass took were great. I just respect the swings that she took. And as I say, may not land with everybody, totally landed with me. And heck, even the transition into the closing credits was great, as we get one last little scene that left me smiling. I loved this film. It was Mondo.
Nice. I'm glad you did like it. Yeah, for me, the ending, I didn't like the swing. I just felt...
It wasn't like I didn't like the ending. It was just... It was a normal movie up until like the last 15 minutes. And then like, what the hell?
There was...
It was like a dream sequency thing. I'm like, is it real? Is it not real? Like, I didn't
That stuff
know.
was great.
Yeah, I disagree. But I can see why you liked it. Like, it is a really good, solid film. If it didn't have some of that, and I did find it was too long, I don't know what they would have cut.
90 minutes. It was not
yeah,
long.
I know, but it felt long to me. So for that reason, I couldn't love it. But I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with you. I am not a huge Kristen Stewart fan.
I don't understand.
I've seen her in maybe 2 roles where I thought she was outstanding.
Was so good in this.
I would say, okay, so I'll maybe give you, I think she did, this role was handcrafted for her. But again,
absolutely.
I go back to the same thing I said about Rami Malek and Kristen Stewart. I don't
know how you can say they're doing the same.
Slater.
Rami
Or
Malek,
Christian Slater.
just awful.
No, but nobody plays creepy weird dude as good as Rami Malek can, and some creepy repulsive dude. So I would say when Rami Malek's in a film, he plays the same. He has the same cadence.
Yeah, he's the same in everything.
And that, to me, that's how I feel with Kristen Stewart. I didn't feel there was scenes in this that stretched her past her normal acting range. That's what I felt. I think she did it really good, but I still don't think she's a great actor. She has a one note for me so far, and I haven't seen much change of that. So I'm not going to give her the kudos that you just pumped her tires.
Yeah, well.
That's what you get.
All right.
So, looks like we got another mess sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know what?
I
It's still a good movie.
I think we can all agree
still go
that this
see
was
it.
a good movie, and
Yeah.
people should see this
should
movie
definitely see
in
it.
cinemas.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I think that we'd like to know what you think about it. Like, when you do get to see it in a week or so, let us know your thoughts, because it's definitely worth seeing in cinemas. The whole feel of this has that late 70s, early 80s feel to films. Did you not feel that you felt gritty and dirty as you watched it? It had such a
absolutely.
great dirty feel
Rose
to it.
Glass is a good director. Her first effort was good, and
Yeah.
this one was excellent. So
This one was also good. I would agree.
it was excellent.
No, it was really good.
Excellent.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, I stumbled across an article recently, and I saved it for this week. 'Cause,
Nice.
You know, it was about the worst movies of 2024 so far.
Okay.
I know we're only 3 months in, but full disclosure, this is not my list. I agree with some of it. And I know you guys agree with almost all of it.
All right. Well, can we we're going to chime in at every
You
movie.
go right ahead. It's not a long list.
All right, good.
First up, we have Argyle.
Yeah.
That was awful.
It was awful.
I actually love this movie.
I know.
Apparently, I'm the only one on the whole planet.
The whole planet?
Except maybe Ron Howard. Because, his
daughter's in it. Yeah, she's terrible.
Sam
by the way.
Rockwell, Bryan Cranston, Catherine O'Hara, Henry Cavill, John Cena. What can go wrong with that?
That movie.
Bryce Dallas
found
Howard,
out.
apparently. Major box office bomb for the usually reliable Matthew Vaughn.
I like Bryce Dallas Howard.
I don't like her at all.
Next, Lisa Frankenstein.
I love that
Again,
movie.
That was
I don't know
terrible.
why people hated on this. It was cute, campy,
No,
and funny.
It was just bad.
Beetlejuice meets Heathers. I personally loved it.
I liked it.
Poop meets poop,
Still, it also bombed at the box office.
as it should have.
Wah, wah.
Next up, Miller's Girl.
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, we didn't see that.
See, got you, didn't I?
What?
Jenna Ortega.
Oh.
Okay.
And my favorite Hobbit, Martin Freeman.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
okay.
there's
Freeman plays...
Martin Freeman. It's probably something you should avoid anyways. So.
I like Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman plays a much older teacher in a creepy affair with his students. Yeah, I can see how people might have a problem with
Hey,
that.
we didn't get this in cinemas
I
here
thought
because we never saw it.
This isn't all in theaters.
Okay.
But, next up, Float.
Float.
Actually came out last year, if anybody actually saw it. Robbie Amell
Oh God.
plays a lifeguard.
You don't even have to go any further.
Lifeguard who falls in love
Just-
with a young Asian girl.
Doesn't matter. Robbie Amell's brutal.
Love story gone wrong.
He cannot
blah,
make a
blah,
good
blah.
movie.
At least it was shot in BC, so there's that.
There's bring
There's
some
that.
money into Canada,
There
man.
you go.
Both the Amels need to just go away.
Well, one of them did because they canceled his show. Next up, The Underdogs. That's with 2 G's.
Oh, that's
It
Snoop
stars
Dogg.
you know who, the OG Snoop.
Oh yeah,
D.O.
it's on
double G
Amazon right now.
himself.
I was gonna
Yes.
watch it, but it looks terrible. It
He
looks like.
plays a former NFL player who coaches some kids.
Oh, that's right. I started watching this. I watched the first 5 minutes and went, "This is
was-
the worst
yeah,
5 minutes of a
it was
movie I've ever seen."
R-rated and most likely unwatchable.
It was unwatchable.
Next up, Night Swim.
Yeah,
Yep.
this was
It
terrible.
was awful.
It was a lame ghoul in the pool horror film.
Oh, I like what you did there.
And it wasn't scary. Bad acting, bad special effects,
Bad everything.
etc., etc.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
And the
You're
winner
bad.
is Madam Web.
Oh yeah, that was
no
torture.
surprise
That was pretty bad.
here. I was smart enough to not spend money to see this latest Marvel piece
You
of
mean
crap.
you weren't as lucky as me to see it in X?
That's right. Even the star of the film trashed it after she
Oh,
made it.
no way.
Oh yeah, look at
She-
her online interview.
Well,
she freaking hated it.
She needs to go away too, though.
Oh, she will.
Every movie she picks is gonna
I didn't even realize it was a character from the old Spider-Man comics and cartoons.
Mm,
Because that character is supposed to be an old blind woman with dark glasses and gray hair.
well, now
Oh,
it's,
That's
now
not
it's-
who they cast.
now
Wait,
it's a
is
young,
that-
now
is
it's a
it
young
this-
blind woman with
Is it-
dark glasses.
Is it the same one as in Deadpool? Is that who it is? His roommate?
Oh,
Is that-
Deadpool?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
Madam
who
Web?
it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
There you go.
There's one in Deadpool?
Is that it?
His roommate, who's blind.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's what the hell is her
She
name?
seems really
What the
smart.
hell's her name? Fred, Bill, Bob. I can't remember what the hell her name
Anyway,
is.
Fred Bill Bob.
I don't know.
She's awesome.
She was a guy's name, but yeah, she was awesome.
She's
No, it's in the cartoon. I actually saw the old Spider-Man cartoon.
like
from, the
Spider-Man.
60s. Yeah, that
Spider-Man
one.
does whatever.
And he's talking to her, and yeah, it's
spins
this
the web
blind
any
woman
size.
with like gray
Just
hair.
leaves, just like
So that's who
lies.
the
Look
character
out!
should have been. Just saying.
Here comes the
the
Spider-Man.
All right, that's all I got.
Nice.
Agree or disagree, it's up to you.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Oh, my sweet rage. How I love you so. All right. My rage this week is super lame. I'm not going to lie. I had a pretty awesome event at the movies this week. Pretty much fully enjoying myself both times. We got a Film Rage party at the Cuff event where all three of us got to sit together and watch a movie. And then me and the Mur saw Dune 2. So my big complaint or my rage for this week is going to be that I had diarrhea twice. That's my rage. For no apparent reason. It woke me up at the middle of the night at 3 o'clock. That was my rage. I did it 2 nights in a row. I have no idea how. But when I woke up, but I did not shit my bed. So
Oh, there you go.
that's my rage.
All right.
That's all I
Yeah,
got.
okay. They've got nothing to say to that.
Bryce has lived it. He knows.
That's true. He did.
My rage is that Jim's rage is that he had diarrhea twice. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, if we go back like 3 months, you raged about
I
taking
didn't
Imodium.
Did I rage about it, or was
Yes,
that just
you
a
Yes,
just
you did.
conversation that came up?
No, you actually raged about you taking
Well, that's
Imodium.
because that stuff's horrible.
But still, I can't. If you're ever gonna rage about something dealing with your bowels, it's okay. But when I want to rage about my bowels, it's like not okay.
Yeah, because my bowels are more interesting.
Are they?
I think so.
No, they're not.
They're really not.
I'm changing my rage. My rage isn't about my bowels. It's about him.
So you hear about Bryce's bowels?
It's apparently this is the worst rage.
Is that seriously all you guys have?
We had a pretty good week at the
Mine
movies.
was
What are you gonna
better.
say? It's,
Okay then.
well, wait. There's stuff coming, but
Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
oh baby, the lists. Where have you been for so long? We haven't talked about you for so long. So, if you're listening to us for the first time, go to our website, filmrageyyc.com, which is newly renewed for another 2 years. So, for those of you listening, if you want to help us pay for our website, which cost us $160 US, Canadian converted a year, please start helping us and donating money on our.
It cost us $320.
Yeah, for 2 years. So
Oh,
divide that
160
by, divide it by
year.
2.
Got it.
And then eventually by 3 once Murray gets some money in his bank
Oh, wow.
account. So go to our website, Film Rage YYC, and look at the lists. You will find 5 lists. You will find the doubted, the undoubted, the mesmerizing, and the repulsive. We have spent, and our final list is people who were once mesmerizing, but were removed from the mesmerizing list. So the list that we have been working off is the mesmerized list for a long time. It's almost consistent because we truly do not believe that someone could be fully mesmerizing all the time. And we're learning that they're not. So the big question for this week, and we'll talk about Denis Villeneuve in a minute, but the big question for this week, because this is the first time we've had a repulsive off, because we've never had 2 people that are repulsive be in the same movie, except we found out that Paul Walker and Vin Diesel were in the same movie together.
no,
multiple
you don't
times.
say.
And it doesn't matter which one you watch.
Yeah, it's
Well,
kind of true. Well, it is kind of
Eventually,
because,
Paul Walker died. So
it-
yeah,
well,
he wasn't in all of them.
and also the saddest thing about this is because I started watching Too Fast, Too Furious, and I got 20 minutes into it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think Vin Diesel's
I
in
swear
this.
I saw him in it.
Yeah, and I
Maybe it was a flashback scene, but
it could be, but
because I watched about 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, this is the second one.
yeah. So we were supposed to originally watch Too Fast, Too
Yeah.
Furious. So I called Bryce instantly to save him 20 minutes of torture,
Thank
and
you.
I said, Bryce, do not watch Too Fast, Too Furious. We need to watch a different movie.
Fast and Furious.
And so we couldn't watch. We didn't watch
Fast
the
and
first
Furious,
one. No, we watched Faster and Furious.
No, that wasn't it. I
No,
thought it was
we-
just Fast and Furious.
Yes, we
wasn't
did see Fast and Furious, but we couldn't see Tokyo Drift because they both weren't in that.
No, I know they
also.
weren't in that
it?
one.
No, neither of them are in there.
I know, that's
knew they
what I'm
weren't in that
saying.
one because it was in Tokyo.
So,
That one I did actually watch.
and there probably wasn't anybody in that was repulsive. I don't know. I don't want to rewatch that either to find out. But what I'm going to tell you,
I think we need to put a stop to the Fast and Furious series because I don't even.
You
No,
guys
but
wanted
here's
the
the thing.
repulsive off.
But no.
and they're both
All I'm
on it.
saying is I don't even know which ones I've watched now. So you could give me the same Fast and Furious movie like 12 times in a row.
and you wouldn't know.
And I wouldn't know. So at this point, we must have watched most of them.
Well, our
So
website's up to
no
date.
more.
Our website's
Fast
up
and
to date,
Furious.
so we can
Well,
always find
You got to
it.
keep track of all the stunts.
No more.
I know 9. They went to space,
That's true.
so that's why I know it's 9.
And you know what? Maybe they're getting better because Bryce gave the last one a mess.
I did actually.
because of Momoa.
Momoa,
Because
it's
of the
it's the
Momoa.
only time I've ever really enjoyed Momoa. I'm
brought back-
not a Momoa fan.
I know.
Brought back all of the actors from the previous 9 all in one movie.
It was. Oh my God.
There's a lot
That's
of people
another.
in
Wait,
it.
I'm changing my rage again. It's Bryce giving out
and it was a
mess for
cliffhanger.
Fast and the
So
Furious.
you know it was
movie.
11 coming because they didn't resolve anything.
God.
Nine rages and a mess so
All right.
far.
So what I want to say is, it was very obvious to me who was more repulsive.
It's not even close.
Yeah, it's Vin Diesel.
Oh my God, are you serious?
No, I'm serious. I can't stand him.
You are
He
an
is-
idiot.
No, you are an
Paul
idiot.
Walker
no,
is
it's
so
Vin
much
Diesel.
more-
No,
There,
you're on my team, aren't you?
you have lost
You're
your
on
mind.
Vin Diesel
what
is
you-
so
Paul
repulsive.
Walker,
What-
how can you even watch this
What
guy?
you're saying
Ugh.
is neither one of them got knocked off.
No.
So they're gonna live forever.
Pretty
on
boy
this
Paul
list.
Walker is the most repulsive
No.
actor walking the face of. Well, he's not
He
walking
was.
the face.
He's
He
not
was.
walking- not doing
He
his walking
was
anymore.
walking the face of the earth.
No, it is by far Vin Diesel. I can't stand
No.
him in anything.
I would watch Vin Diesel movies back to back.
No.
Didn't he
for
play a babysitter
months
or
in a
something in
row
one of them?
rather than watching Paul Walker movie like
No.
2 of them?
No, I could
I would
just
watch
look at-
Denise Richards for every night for the rest of my
I
life.
love watching her as long as I don't. You can turn the sound down. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what? Unfortunately, but actually, you know what? It is kind of fortunate because they both are repulsive. So,
So we accomplished nothing.
So we watched this stinking movie for nothing.
Yeah,
Well, no, because they were in another movie together. So we may have to go and watch that one because maybe
What do you
You'll
mean they were in
change your
another
mind?
movie together?
they were in Fast and the
They were
Furious
in, like,
1
all
together.
They were
six of them.
crying out loud. We've watched them all. Then we're not watching any more Fast and the Furious. The whole Vin Diesel versus Paul Walker in Fast and the Furious is now over. We've put it to bed. You think Vin Diesel is apparently better than Paul Walker, which I don't understand. That's
No,
the dumbest thing I've ever
I
heard.
didn't say better. I said more
Less
repulsive.
repulsive.
I said more repulsive.
More whatever. I'm all
You-
confused. Anyways, fact of the matter is, I'm putting my foot down. I'm not watching another Fast and the Furious movie unless a new one comes out. I will
you will.
watch any
With
new
Jason
one,
Momoa.
but 1
Next
through
summer.
10 are off the table. I'm never watching 1 through 10 again. I don't care what you say. I don't care who dares me to watch it. It's not happening. Done. I'm done.
What do you say, Baxter? Baxter's on Team Jim here. You can see he's giving me more love than his own daddy.
Yeah, well.
So he apparently knows that Vin Diesel is more repulsive. Actually, Murray, what's your opinion on this? You must have an opinion on the two of them.
Well,
Oh, he loves Paul Walker.
he's pretty much a cardboard cutout, and Vin Diesel just is a terrible actor, so it's a draw.
So who's more repulsive? Come on. Let's at least let the
I would
listening
say- I would
public.
I don't
say-
understand.
I would say Vin Diesel because I've
Paul
seen
Walker-
I've seen more of his movies.
What's the difference between Paul Walker and I don't know what that dude that you keep on talking
Kristen
about
Stewart.
with the Rookie and all those TV
Nathan
shows?
Fillion?
Yeah,
Don't
what's the
you be
difference
trashing
between the
him.
two of them?
You mean Kristen Stewart? So what you mean?
No, Nathan Fillion
is a treasure.
Nathan Fillion's
Canadian
just
treasure.
like
He's a Canadian treasure from Edmonton, Alberta. So
That's right.
You just shut your pie hole.
That's
I
right.
don't like him.
You keep your lips closed about Nathan.
Well, lucky
Fillion.
for you, he only does TV anymore.
That's right.
Thank goodness.
All right. Well, okay. So the other thing we had to talk about, thanks to Bryce, actually also thanks to Murray, because they both made the last Dune.
Bye Villeneuve.
So Denis Villeneuve is no longer undoubted, except
No,
in my
he's
mind.
not. Yeah,
So
well.
bye-bye, Denis. You were good where you lasted. Mm-hmm. I still think he's the best science fiction director of all time.
I don't know
Because
what
he's
to
done
say
a
to
lot
that.
of science fiction, and they're all fantastic.
I only know Dune.
He did the Blade Runner thing, and which
Yeah.
was
What
which
the-
was
Blade
excellent.
Runner
Mean-
2049.
mean the new one.
Yeah,
Yeah, 2049.
Well,
he
it
also
had-
did Arrival.
It had Gosling in it, so
yeah,
yeah, it
which was
okay.
also
Mondo.
Mondo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying he was great up until this garbage. And the thing is, I feel bad because he, you do the best you can with the material you're given, and I think he has.
Well, I think what you're saying
pretty,
is he has.
They're pretty movies to look at.
He's
It's like
technically
Sky Captain
brilliant.
in the World of Tomorrow. Do I want to watch that movie and listen to them talk? No. Could I watch that movie with some good tunes playing in the background and just take in all that movie is visually? Absolutely. It's fantastic. As long as I don't have to hear them talk or hear the music that's in the movie. Just like Dune.
You are so wrong. All right, so do you have a charge for us for next week, the Mur?
No, I don't.
All right, well, stay tuned, everybody, because we may have someone we're talking about from the list.
Before we go on,
rejig the list.
Yes.
I was just looking at our website, and you've got a couple of confusing things on there, which we'll talk about at some point. But one is Alexander Payne not undoubted now that the Holdovers is out?
I forgot. Did we actually talk about it?
I thought that was before the Holdovers that Alexander
checked
Payne was
8?
brought up. And I personally look back 8, and I've got him undoubted.
Oh, okay. So did we talk about him already? We don't think we talked about him.
We did talk about him. That's why you've got him on the website as one more movie.
Oh, so that probably was before.
And I think it was before the Holdovers.
Do you want to go down through his movies just to make sure? You know for sure it's 8.
Yeah.
Okay, well then he's officially
Are we doing
undoubted.
this? Are we doing this now?
Yeah, just sure. Break it down.
Okay. Well, now I got to find it.
Well, you should probably be more prepared.
Well,
He's complaining about everybody else never being prepared enough.
Because I have one of those walking around phones.
Well, I've got one of these computers.
Yeah, the computer that's recording our show?
Yeah.
We'll be messing that up.
Yeah, it's under control.
You know what? You're an idiot. All right, so there was the Holdovers, which was Mondo.
Yep.
We had Downsizing, which was Meh.
Oh.
We have Nebraska, which was Mondo.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Descendants, which was Mondo.
Yep.
Paris Chatham was Mondo. Where'd it go? Yeah, was Mondo. Sideways was Mondo's. About Schmidt was Mondo. Election was Mondo. Citizen Ruth was Meh.
And that's 8.
Okay, so he's undoubted.
There we go. Thank you.
Did we agree about all those too, by the way? Did you have
Yes. Well, I think I had a Mondo where you had a Meh, but that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
So we're
All
good.
right. Alexander
on.
Payne is officially undoubted. We took off Denis and we added on Alexander.
There we go.
All right.
Because I was looking at it, I was like, "What? How is he not undoubted?"
Well, you don't have to get mad about it. Just bring it up.
Well, I did.
I just noticed you got mad about it.
No, I did bring it up. I didn't get mad. Now I'm mad.
Okay, good. That's good. You should have had that as your rage.
Pretzels
There
are
you go.
making me thirsty.
You didn't even have the pretzels.
Yeah, there's pretzels, all right.
I hate pretzels. I don't understand. That's another thing that makes me rage. Why do people like pretzels? Like
I
chewing
like-
on salted cardboard. I like
pretzels.
It's gross.
I like it because
You
you
guys
get all
are-
salty.
Yeah.
You get salty and then you get thirsty.
I always pick them out of the bag of snacks.
And gives
Yeah,
them to me
they're
because I like
terrible.
pretzels.
I put them aside. I put them
Yeah.
in a bowl.
And then he
I
gives them
throw
to me.
out.
Yeah,
No, no,
exactly.
Or throw 'em out.
Or gives them to me because I love pretzels.
Pretzels are awful.
These pretzels are making me satiated for deliciousness.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. We for the leasts.
All right then.
I guess
For the leasts?
for the least.
At least till next week.
Last time on Rage or Dare, Bryce and Jim, or as I fondly like to refer to them, Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, decided to go take a double scoop from the merman's ice creamy bucket of rage, where they chose Red 2. This week, it's Bryce's turn to Rage or Dare. And yes, it is most definitely your turn. Come on, Bryce. Now let's check in with our mutton-chopped man-whores and see if Red 2 is as awful as Bryce remembers. Or was John Malkovich still making good choices in regards to which movies he appears in? Speaking of man-whores, while it may seem that these days Malkovich will work for anyone who's got a loose quarter in the bottom of their pocket, he's been putting out 3 to 4 projects per year for more than a quarter century. The man is prolific, and he has seen a world that no man should see.
He was inside John Malkovich.
He was inside John Malkovich.
What?
Yeah, that's just what it is. So what'd you think? Red 2.
Red 2 is embarrassing to watch. It's depressing to see the likes of John Malkovich and Helen Mirren reduced to making this mindless pablum for the masses.
Forget Tony Hopkins.
There is not one joke that lands, and not one of the countless action sequences are memorable in any way. This felt like a Cannonball Run movie where the cast is having way more fun than the audience is. Mary Louise Parker is unwatchable, but she doesn't hold a candle to Catherine Zeta-Jones. As in a film full of repulsive performances, she was by far the most repulsive. This was not fun, or funny, or enjoyable on any level. It is hard to believe that a film that stars Malkovich and Mirren, as well as Brian Cox, Anthony Hopkins, and David Thewlis, could be this awful. I hated the first Red. It was a rage. But as bad as it was, this was 10 times worse. Red 2 is total garbage. It is a hard rage.
And I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed the first one.
Huh.
But this one, even for me, was like, really?
Well, let me tell you what I thought about Red 2. Did you know that this was a comic book movie?
I did.
I am probably aware of that.
Okay. And there is a scene at Bryce's work. They do a Costco run.
They do.
Wait, did John Malkovich die? Man, this was action-packed with that old dude, Bruce Willis, kicking ass.
And even older dude.
It was kind of cute because it seemed so unrealistic. No, wait, John didn't die. Oh, thank God. What trickery this movie. What trickery this movie had. Those devils, Red 2 devils. Because, devils are red.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie, the relationship between Bruce Willis and his girlfriend was annoying pretty much all through the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I'm on Team Bryce with this. I know we haven't been on the same team this whole episode, but I think Mary Louise Parker has a tendency to be annoying every time she's on the screen.
She's terrible.
And who knew origami could kill someone? I mean, who? I'm just saying... We may have a discussion about Mary Louise Parker.
Well, we can't because I just told you that Catherine Zeta-Jones was worse in this movie for me.
Yeah, but Catherine Zeta-Jones isn't on our.
We have to have a discussion with her then.
Isn't on our list.
You know what? She should be on
but
one
she
of them.
just got out repulsed. So do you not understand the rules of the list, Jim?
I do,
just
but
saying,
if it has to be somebody.
If you want to put Catherine
No,
Zeta
it doesn't.
on,
It doesn't.
I might
It has
have a
nothing
few
to do
more.
with that. They don't have to be on. If they're in a movie with somebody that's not on the list, that's more repulsive than they are, they can't stay on the list. In this case, she can't even get on the list because I've already said that Catherine Zeta-Jones was more repulsive in this.
I disagree with you, though.
But it doesn't matter that you disagree, Jim, because those are the rules.
Damn you and your rules. Half the time you don't even follow
Rules
them.
are made to be broken. That's my philosophy.
Basically, this feels like a really bad 80s TV show that's not remotely believable in any way. But John Malkovich was cute and funny.
No, he wasn't.
So I didn't totally hate it. It was meh.
You know what?
You are lying.
You know what they needed in this one?
You're lying.
They needed Morgan Freeman in this one.
No, they didn't.
But they killed him off in the first one.
You know what they needed? They needed Morgan Freeman, John, or what's his name?
I don't
Travolta.
know.
Travolta.
John
They needed
Travolta.
the whole crew that Murray likes when they go to
Expendables?
Vegas or something. No, whatever that thing in Vegas that you,
Ocean's 11?
Ocean's 11?
the old dudes that go to Vegas.
Las Vegas. I love that one.
Las Vegas.
Well,
no.
Michael Douglas was in that one. He's married to Catherine Zeta, so there you go. He should have been in it too. They should have invited him. Yes,
what
despite
is
how much
going on?
I enjoyed the first one, but
Okay.
yeah, this one was pretty bad.
Do you know what the worst thing about this, other than Catherine Zeta-Jones acting and Mary Louise Parker?
Her accent?
They were terrible.
No, was the up close fight scenes. Did you notice that? Every single fight scene they show, they literally missed the person by at least a foot. Like whoever was doing the shot of the angles, they didn't land one freaking punch the whole movie. I was just like, what? I literally backed it up like 2 or 3 times to go, did they just actually like this was like the worst action movie I've ever seen.
It was bad.
It was so terrible. It was like trying to watch Liam Neeson run. It was so awful.
That is also painful.
Yeah, this was not a meh. It was terrible.
Of course it was.
But I do kind of like John Malkovich, no matter where he is.
No, he's terrible in this.
He's awesome. All right, well, it looks like it's your turn, my little buckaroony.
I don't think so.
Who are you going to pull from?
I'm pretty sure it's your turn.
Yeah, no,
I'm
you heard
pretty sure
Casey.
Casey said it was your turn.
Yeah, in
I
fact-
know, but I think I don't understand. I think Casey and Jim are in cahoots because
Are you questioning the God of Rage?
Casey's the
Yes,
god of
I am.
rage. He
Well, you
knows.
were absolutely wrong.
He knows.
whatever.
So get to pulling.
Okay, well then I'll pull from Casey's bag.
All right, let's get this bag out here. Let's just pull this out. Here we go. All right, you want to just stick your hand in there? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's the one.
And I have Planet of the Apes
With Charlton Heston? Damn you! Damn you
no,
all
Return
to
Escape from
hell!
Planet
it was
of the
it was in the early 2000s.
What?
So I
You're not
that's-
meaning
that's
the
not
Tim
James
Burton.
Franco, isn't it?
You're not meaning the Tim Burton
I
directed.
think this is a Tim Burton one.
Wait, is Johnny Depp in this too?
No, but Helen Bonham isn't.
Yes, well she's in everything.
Is
That's
it-
because she's married to him.
Oh,
Anyways,
I have a feeling this is going to be really good because the Wahlberg's in it.
The Wahlberg's in it, and the
Marky
Tim
Mark's
Roth is in it.
Tim
Yeah.
Roth is in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
And Michael Clark Duncan is in it.
Michael Clark Duncan's
Wow,
in it.
Michael Clark Duncan's worth giving this a mondo over.
Right.
Well, Michael Clark Duncan's usually good.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie,
Rest
it could
in
be.
peace.
He could change it from a meh to a mondo for you.
I
Never
kind of
know.
remember this. I think this is going to be really bad. I think I'd rather not
I think
watch
there were
it.
some apes in it.
You do
just-
kind of
just
like
saying.
ape people in ape makeup.
I would like to pick again,
You
Nope,
can't pick
can't do
again.
it.
It's too late.
but I would like to.
But I'm sure you would.
I would like to put Planet of the Apes back in the bag.
And choose
then-
a
and then-
different Planet of
and
the
then
Apes. Would
pick
you
it
like?
again.
Would you like the second Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston in its place?
No.
Then that's
I want the Franco Planet of
Nope,
the Apes.
You don't get that one.
Nope.
That's the one I want.
Nope.
But that's not the one you were dared to
That's
see.
not the one you're there to see.
So
Whatever.
suck it up, princess.
Unless one of
Still
our
think it's your turn.
unless one of our listeners puts the DeFranco ones in there.
Yeah, that's not going to happen
You never know.
because they know he likes it.
Oh.
All right. You know what? Even though we disagreed a lot, this was a very fun episode, not going to lie. And I know that Bryce's dog likes me better because he was on my side through the entire
There
episode.
you go.
Whatever. Baxter tolerates you.
Thanks, Rangers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, the nerdy photographer, and the voice of Rage out there. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 I'll make us all right this a week. Rage on.
Rage on.